Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. I am a professional intuitive empath for those of you that are new, and I am so happy to have you joining me tonight. I have come in from a really lovely day, and I had a few things occur that I wanted to share with you. I will be uploading a quick little video of me at the gardens at the Biltmore Estates where I was today. And I wanted to talk to you guys about effortless manifestation. I have manifested things before. We all want things. We hear about the secret. We hear about how do you do that? How do you bring it in? And the thing that I noticed for me is that it was important to release that tight grip on wanting to manifest something, because when we want to manifest something, we often lose sight of the fact that the universe hears us, our angels hear us, and when we are standing in good health, karmically as well as spiritually, when we are standing in integrity, the desires of our heart come to us. Now, this is biblically founded principle. God will give you the desires of your heart. God asks that we seek after him. So universe, source says, seek after the spiritual knowledge, the spiritual truths, and everything else. All these things shall be added unto you. But there is something about being in the proper alignment. It is so important for you to be in the right alignment in order to have those things be actually added onto you. And as I stood in the grandeur of the garden today, or yesterday, well, both days, as I stood in the grandeur of the garden, I thought, this is something I have wanted for a long time. And this is something that I was trying to manifest for a long time. But I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it, or I had a certain outcome. I thought that it had to happen with a certain person. I thought that it had to happen in a certain way. And I was very rigid to those beliefs. And then the universe came in with a tower moment and did what it does. Boom, kaboom, everything blew up. And I was no longer in a space of thinking that the person that I had imagined would have to be part of the outcome. And so as soon as that happened over the last year or so, as I started to realize, oh my goodness, I might want to start living my actual dreams. I might want to start manifesting things that matter to me, no matter who is accompanying me, whether I'm by myself or not. As soon as I walked away from an unhealthy and imbalanced situation, it was almost like the universe was waiting to pour out its blessings to me. You know, when you go to one of those banquets and they've got that hammock of balloons that's just waiting to come down at the right time? That's what happened. Open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. And as soon as I got in, I was like, I need to go turn on this camera and talk to you guys about this, because I feel like we miss that. So yes, there's manifestation and we want to do that. Yes, there's the secret and all that stuff, which to me feels very elementary at this point, but we can do that for those of us that are just finding that. But the real thing is release. That's the secret of manifestation. It's not about that list of 50, 11 things. The universe hears your request. It's going to answer your request. It's going to give you what you want. The real secret is about releasing the outcome. Release the person you think it might be with, or release the way that you think it has to be delivered to you, because they are always orchestrating. I feel so abundantly blessed and so loved and so cared for in the last year and beyond, really in the last few years. I've had wonderful people in my life. I've had wonderful experiences, but when I let go of a really toxic, cruel, emotionally abusive situation, and you would think, well, duh, why wouldn't you let that go? Well, guys, are you human? Are you here? We evolve together. I don't have my sign behind me today, but we evolve together. Sometimes we go through those things. And as soon as I realized what it was, truly, well and truly, I I released it. I don't even focus on that toxicity. Man, those blessings though, let's focus there. Everything that I wanted, everything that I had been dreaming, it all came in. And it made me realize that sometimes we have blessing blockers. You might be manifesting and tilling the soil and doing all the things you need to do in order to manifest a life that's right for you. But if you are holding on to toxic people, if you've got weed killer and you're spraying your flowers and your roses, like the ones I saw at the Biltmore Estate Gardens, and you're spraying them with weed killer, they're not going to be there. I looked at a 96-year-old or 91-year-old rose. This rose bush there being cultivated, kept, and tended to by groundskeepers for almost a century. And that means they weren't spraying it with weed killer and they didn't have it in a toxic environment and they nurtured this thing. That's powerful. And what I want you to understand is you've been nurturing your dreams, but you might have been having people that are weed killer around. And that's what I realized in this last year is that I was, they say you're sleeping with the enemy. Well, I was ingesting the poison from the enemy. I was ingesting a lot of lower vibrational thoughts from someone who was dealing with some real spiritual entities, attachments, demonic possession. It's heavy, but it's real. And this is the work that I do. And so they asked me to walk through that. But what I want you to understand is that when I release that attachment in all of its cravenous depletion, because I was depleted, God said, we've been waiting. We have been waiting for you. We've been waiting to bless you. We've been waiting to pour into your life. We've been waiting to give you everything that you asked us for. And we didn't know if you were going to listen. We've been talking. We've been like, girl, are you paying attention? And I wasn't. I really wasn't, guys, because I thought I could have this and this. And they said these two things are mutually exclusive. I'm going to make another video about being unequally yoked. That's something that's also very biblically founded. They talk about not having partnerships that are unequally yoked. And people can ascribe a lot of different things to that. But what it means is, are you in the same spiritual alignment? And I was trying to make someone be, in my mind's eye, something. And they were single white female stealing some of my energy, spiritual identity. Super identity theft. Another video coming up about that. But the thing that I realized is that they found their right situation, which meant that I could find mine. I didn't just wait for it to happen, but when it did happen, I realized that there were blessings being held in escrow. My angel said to me, we could not give you what we are giving you and about to give you because there is more to come. There's more to come for you guys too, because you were with the wrong person. You were unequally yoked, and this person wanted to use you, wanted to take advantage of what you have, and was very much an energy vampire. So there is this energy here where you may have gifts and blessings from the universe that want to come through for you, but you're with or in a situation, maybe in the wrong job, in the wrong relationship, in the wrong family dynamic. You know what will be specific to you, and your angels can't give that to you. Now let's talk about the effortless manifestation. I had wanted these things, and in that relationship, I worked very hard to make some of those things happen, and I was successful, but it was never without a fight. It was never without emotional abuse and a drama. It was never without anxiety and cancellations and prove to me how much you want me and chase and make this work and pay for it, and it was just exhausting. In the last few years, I have been treated like a human because I started to love myself, and the friends that came into my life that matriculated in were in the right spiritual vibration. We were in alignment. It didn't mean that every day was magical and perfect. It didn't mean that everything was kumbaya, but God, it was way easier than what I was dealing with. And, you know, being in spiritual alignment with somebody means having the connection, having adult conversations. One of the things that I remember specifically talking to a friend about was we both had been in unhealthy situations with people that weren't easy and that didn't seem like they really wanted what we were bringing into their life. We both saw in each other great value. We both saw, like, We're high value people. We value connections. We value our friendships. We value our family. And the conversation that was had and that I began to have with a lot of the friends in my life, which is I need someone in my life that says yes. The unhealthy toxic connection was a litany of no's, a million ways to say no. And it was all about control and cold, domineering, narcissistic, covert narcissistic, specifically energy, always having the upper hand. It wasn't about celebrating my success or celebrating the wins and the blessings. That's another thing. So it's important to have someone that's going to say yes. And that was an agreement we made like adults. Hey, I'm going to always say yes to you. And that doesn't mean without boundaries or without reasons. We do have our no's. But when it comes to adventure, or it comes to bucket list, or it comes to supporting the promotion, or whatever we're going for in our life, we're wholly emotionally available. And that is something that I had deprived myself of by being unequally yoked. So there's a lesson about your manifestation. You want to have effortless manifestation. It gets a lot more effortless when you're in the right vibration with friends, family, lovers, whoever, okay? So that's really important. The other thing about your effortless manifestation is that you are not supposed to manifest with the person sometimes that's toxic, because they're opportunists, quite honestly. They're opportunists. If you're a tarot reader, they are the Knight of Wands. They're the Knight of Cups. Knights come in fast with quick offers, lots of passion, vibrant energy that feels either very sexual or very flirty, but they're not there to stay, and they're not there to make promises happen, and they don't want to do work, and they're ultimately lazy. So anytime you see that knight come up in your reading, unless it's a new relationship, you don't want to see that, y'all. Because if you're in an established relationship, what you have is a player and somebody that could be very toxic and very depleting. That was a situation that I definitely experienced. But what I will say is, in these other areas, now it's like all the things that I asked for just were thrown at me, given to me. I was treated certain ways. I was gifted certain things. I had bucket list dreams to eat at the best restaurants in the country, being a chef. You know, I had these places I wanted to go. And I remember talking to this toxic person once and being like, I'm gonna fly you here, and then we'll fly there and take the train here, and we'll run an Airbnb there. And I had this whole, you know, cross country trip plan for a special birthday, and it was just always like pulling teeth. Obviously it didn't happen. Not much could ever happen with that toxic energy, but I realized that for the right person they were capable of doing that, and for when the right persons came into my life, all of those things happen. I found myself sitting in places that I had always talked to this toxic person about wanting to sit in, wanting to be at, wanting to do. And it was like gifts. It was like, oh, hey, I just have like this extra, you know, this, and would you like that? Or, oh, I'm going to go here. Oh, let's fly there. Let's make it happen. I could talk to a person, you know, in the morning and have a flight booked by the afternoon. This was like mind blowing to me. How was I able to get all of these things and manifest, you know, so easily? And they said it's because you're in a different vibration. They said now you're in alignment with the friendships around you, you're in alignment with the persons around you that actually care about you, that want to help you grow. They're celebrating your success. This is not just about material things, though that matters and that's great, but I was manifesting opportunities and golden tickets and all kinds of things. And when I was with the wrong person, yup, excuse me, it just didn't come. I was like working so hard and I was pushing through. The last 2 years was just this incredible devaluing from this covert narcissist. I say incredible like it's something good, but it was devastating. And I pushed and hustled through, and I was working on all these projects, and I knew, if you here's a quick clue that you're not in the right alignment and you're unequally yoked. I couldn't share with her any of the things that I was doing because I knew that she was not genuinely happy for me. I knew that in fact she was jealous of me, and moreover, she was bitter about what was happening. You know, the funny thing is, I think we were both hustlers. She just hustled for something different. So she could do anything and have anything. I would never begrudge anybody what their gift is. And even those amongst us that have caused us great pain do have their own giftings, right? I watched her work her gifts. She has gifts. She does. But my gifts are different. And my gifts are based in integrity. And that meant that I couldn't blast off with her. There's an albatross. For me, it was an albatross. I don't know what it is for you. Is it a barnacle? I don't know. You tell me. But I needed to have levity. And it was hard because I had to protect. My angels are very clear with me. Do not share these things that you're manifesting. Do not share about it. And even when I was overriding the wisdom of my angels, they came in and created, where the universe allowed, a tower moment where I was altogether untrusting. And I knew for a fact that she was not just a frenemy, but she may actually be an enemy. And my angel said, protect your energy in all ways, because you're very unequally yoked here. And I'm going to make another video about that. But they were very clear with me. You have someone around you that's not only not rooting for you, she's active. She's an agent provocateur. She's actively working against you. And you are wondering, like, how come you're tilling the soil and watering and putting Miracle-Gro and nothing's happening? Nothing was happening because there was a saboteur in my midst. And that will stop your manifestation. So you are putting in all this effort into maybe a situation or trying to manifest and wondering, why isn't it happening? It's not happening because you have somebody that is misaligned and actively working against you. In the opposite end of the spectrum, I feel like there's probably nothing I couldn't accomplish. And yes, it does mean I still have to do the work, but my angels said, listen, these balloons are about to drop. We are opening the windows of heaven and we are pouring out a blessing for you because you have been faithful and integral. There is a karma that you've accrued and built up. And we came in and stopped this. My angels, my ancestors, my father, I have a video coming up about that, came in and said no. And I was able to heal a wound with my father that I think was helping me to attract those toxic and unequally yoked relationships. He acknowledged in a reading, he came through a reading that was about career, and it was brilliant. And I just am saying that here because I think somebody needs to know that closure is a myth, right? I am never going to have closure, nor do I want closure. Or really what closure would be to the toxic person in my life is an opportunity to tell more lies. We're good. I got everything I needed from the source. They said, we'll close this up for you. We got you, son. And we're about to repay you for pain and suffering. You went through a great deal. You resisted temptation and you stood integral. And now we will bless you. When I stood in those gardens with the wind blowing, looking around, thinking, why did it take so long to get here? They whispered to me, because you were unequally yoked, because you were putting too much effort into the wrong situation instead of worrying about effortless manifestation. I almost can't, I'm welcoming in and I'm grateful, but some days I look around at my life when I was in a real purgatory over the last year, gave up parts of my freedom, vehicle, all those things, instantaneously, as soon as I walked away, flooded into my life. Better than I could have imagined, brand newer than I ever could have thought, the best of everything. And I was almost like, whoa, what's happening? And they said, this is what happens when you heed our warning. This is what happens when you love yourself, empaths. We will bless you. We will bless you so abundantly, and we will march you into a future where you will never underestimate your value or your worth, and we will edify you with people that genuinely love you and want to see you win, not people that are threatened by your ascension, not people that are threatened by your spirituality, not people that are threatened by your peace. The toxic person in my life often wondered in her bitterness why I didn't seem broken. It makes me think of Maya. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard because it feels like I've got diamonds and oil wells pumping in my own backyard. I didn't get that stanza completely right, but the energy's there. Does my haughtiness offend you? It's not that I'm haughty, and it's not that you're haughty, empath, but there's something about us that we have peace in the storm, because when you're connected to the source, you shall not be moved. Like a tree planted by the water, I shall not be moved. When a tree is planted by the water, it has to withstand weathering, it has to withstand erosion, it has to withstand inclement circumstances that are out of its control. It has to bend in the wind and not break. I grew up in the Keys, and there was a tree planted by the water, by the beach, and that tree was there for as long as I remember. And we would swim by it and sit under it, and it was not moved until man moved it. It was built for that. It was built for that environment. I started talking about one thing, but I feel it's switching. They're saying, empaths, you're built for this. You're built for manifestation, effortless manifestation. You're built to withstand toxic storms, toxic energy, demonic people, evil agendas. You're built for this. You know what's so funny about the agent provocateurs, the saboteurs, the demons, the Jezebels in your life is that they are not built for hardship. I know for a fact that when things crush in on people that would dole out easily unhealthy energy and unkindness, that when it comes back to them, they are whimpering and simpering and wondering why life was so hard. Why is this me? Why me? And as I was treated ridiculously, atrociously, I am disgusted. Disgusted. It's why it's taken me so long to make some more videos about it, because I had to temper myself. Disgusted. I stood firm. I was the tree planted by the water. I was not moved. Maybe I should have moved, you know? But my angels assure me, you moved at the right time. First half, second half, another video that's coming about how we live our lives. And the evidence around me regarding this effortless manifestation is that I have lived correctly and I shall be blessed. And the second half will not be without work, but there will be something absent, the toil and labor of wasted investment and time in an entity connected to entities who are legion. My angels and ancestors are an army. They'll fight my battles for me. They always have. And in the meantime, in between time, they said, oh, that we will bless you and enlarge your territory, and that our hand will be on you. That is a stanza, an excerpt. It's a prayer. Prayer of Boaz, I do believe, oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. I speak enlargement of territories over your life, empaths. If you have been through a storm attached to toxicity, no matter what form it came in, whether it's friend or foe, job or career, entity or enemy, oh, that you will be blessed and your territory enlarged for the investments you made. Though you sowed your seed in fallow ground, fallow ground, all the words, though you sowed your seed there, God said, we saw your heart and your intention, and we're going to bless you here. How, come on now, get ready for the next many years to be abundant. Again, not without work, but a much easier road to hoe, because you already hoed the whole road with the hoe, okay? Whatever your thing was, you've already done it. And so now you can move on and you can be truly blessed. That is effortless manifestation. A lot of us are putting effort and investment into a situation that doesn't require it, okay? You are not the savior. You are not saving anybody. They will have to battle with their own demons, just like you had to battle with yours. just like I had to battle with mine over the last couple of years. All of those insecurities, all of those pathologies coming to light, all of those trauma bondings and family interactions, all of those tears, all of the bleeding. I bled for my freedom, my emancipation. I will never look back because I'm on to effortless manifestation. Wishing the same for you guys. Where did 25 minutes go? It's insane. I love it when spirit comes through. I hope you got some good food here, guys. Some soul food. Food for thought. Food for hope. Food for acceleration of your dreams. Release the thing you think you can't and watch the universe send you rays of light, information, downloads, and actual tangible blessings in the 3D for all of the work you put in the 5D. So good sharing some energy with you guys today. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.